Now I'd like to tie for you my favorite method of catching the panfish is a popper, a small bluegill popper. And I'm going to tie a black one. I have in the vise a straight shank streamer hook. It is a size 8 and it's like 3 extra long. I have a 1/4 inch black foam cylinder, and I took my razor and you cut it at an angle to make that plow, and this is what we come up with. And to put the hole through it, first I take my bodkin needle and put a hole from the front and push it through. You have to be careful so you get it straight. And then I take an awl and I start at the back and I put the awl through it just until the point of the awl sticks out the front, because it makes it easier to go over that large eye. And we're going to use black thread, and this is 6/70 denier, and you can use larger thread if you would like. And we're going to start all the way at the front, just slightly in back of the eye. We're going to put down a base of thread, and this base is going to give the glue something to stick to and help hold the cylinder to the hook without rotating, and good solid, you'll have a good solid hook. And I'm going to measure that up. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go back just a bit more. And so we are about 1.5 the length of your popper head from where the angle is back. So it's about 1.5 of that. And the first thing I'm going to put on, I selected 2 pairs of black hackle, and they are from the hen cape, and I took 2 from the right side and 2 from the left side, so that way they will curve out more naturally. And I'm going to make those tails about the length of the hook shank, and I'm going to put these right along the far side of my hook. And I'm going to take the other 2 and I'm going to place these on my side of the hook. With the convex sides toward me. And that will help give it a split tail. I'm going to measure them up to the others. And I want them on my side of the hook shank. And here we have the split tail. Now I'm going to trim these, but I'm going to trim them only to where the thread stopped. And I'm going to tie these down. And you probably don't want all of that fuzzy on there, but it also helps to give the glue more material to stick to. So when you trim them, don't trim them off completely tight. You could leave a little haircut on there. There we go. And now I'm going to bring my thread back to that tie-in point. I'm going to add some crystal flash, and I'm taking 5 pieces of crystal flash, and I'm going to tie them in right in the center, of the two wings. And come up a bit. And now if you want more, you can simply take this crystal flash and fold it over. And you'll have some more crystal flash in between the tails. And I'm taking one more hackle, and it's going to be a larger hackle, and I'm going to tie it in by the tip. Stand those hackles up. This way you don't catch so many hackles down with the thread. I have them pulled back there slightly, and I'm going to tie that in right there. And I'm going to move my thread back to that hackle tie-in point. And I'm just going to let my thread hang there. I'm going to take my super glue, and I'm going to put a generous amount of super glue on the front section. And I'm going to take my popper body, and I'm going to slide that over the hook eye, and make sure that it is centered. And let that dry a second. Take my thread and move it right to the back of the popper body. And I'm going to take my hackle, and I'm going to wind the hackle up to the popper body. And when I get up to the front, I'm going to add several wraps right there. Whoop. Stroke the hackle back there a little bit. There we go. And bring it to the top. And tie that down. And when you tie this down, make sure your thread is more or less against the popper body. And you won't pull down so many pieces of hackle. Put a couple wraps in front of it, and put a couple more wraps right in the back of it. And I'm going to take my poke and snip, poke and snip. And now I'm going to give it a whip finish. Keeping the thread up against the popper body once again. And hold it with my bodkin. Take my super glue and apply some super glue to the thread. And pull that in. Trim away my thread. And now to add rubber legs, take my rubber leg material and put them through a needle. And I'm going to turn it sideways a bit. And I'm going to put these closer to the back, just above the hook shank. And pull it through. And you only want the tips to go through. And now you can stretch it. You can stretch them to make them a little skinnier, and they'll move easier. And now what we're going to do is put a pair of eyes on there. And you can use whatever kind of eyes you prefer. I'm going to use the 3D eyes. And I'm going to turn my vise there a bit. And I'm going to put a drop of super glue right about where I want the eye to be. And I'm going to take the eye off with the bodkin, and this will help me to line it up. And give it a squeeze. That eye should stay on there pretty good. Put another drop of super glue on this side. A little heavy on that drop. Take a bit off. And get my other eye. Get it into position. And give that a squeeze on there. And they're lined up. And here we have a black bluegill popper. I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, I thank you very much for watching my videos.